Howie Roseman continues to put together some of the most elite draft classes I have ever seen, and in 2024, it looks like he might have done it again. And in this video, we're going to grade every single draft pick from their last pick of the draft to their first pick of the draft in reverse order, and I'm going to show you exactly why I think Howie Roseman might have done it again. Now, in the 6th round, with the 190th overall selection, their last pick of the draft was Dylan McMahon out of NC State. Now, to be fair, you guys are probably looking at this and saying, well, why is he in a Rams jersey? Well, he spent the first week of the season on the Philadelphia Eagles practice squad before he was eventually signed to the Rams, where he played the rest of the season. Now, I'm just going to go ahead and give this one a D-. Now, the reason being is, one, he's not on the team anymore, and two, and more importantly, as a draft pick in the 6th round, he just was not good. And now, do you expect to get really good day one starters in the 6th round? Definitely not. They're long-term projects, so at the same time as I don't really want to grade it, I'm just going to go out and say a D-, right? I mean, he had an overall grade of 38 on PFF, ranked 63rd out of 64 centers, and was pretty much just terrible, but only did play about 66 offensive snaps this season. So ultimately, I would say this is a miss, but things start to get better from here. Now, with their next 6th round selection, they selected a wide receiver out of Florida State in Johnny Wilson. Now, you can see him on your screen right here. He is a massive, big body threat that ultimately didn't play enough for me to really give him a solid grade, but if I was to, it would probably be a C+, just because of the potential and the playing time he was able to get as a rookie. I thought was really solid. Now, during his rookie season, he only had 15 targets with 5 receptions, 38 yards, and obviously this receiving touchdown right here. But at the end of the day, I could definitely see him becoming a big-time threat, not only in the red area with his size, but more importantly, maybe even a 3-down tight end in the future. I think he's got a lot of developing left to do, but in terms of a player, man, I think the potential is there. Now, in the 5th round of the 2024 NFL Draft, the Philadelphia Eagles selected Trevor Keegan out of Michigan with the 172 pick overall in the draft. Now, he played all of his snaps at the left guard position and honestly did not play a lot of football where I could really judge him as a player just yet. But in terms of potential, again, I see it. He actually ranked within the top 45 guards in the NFL in only, again, 35 snaps, but I can see why they went out and drafted this dude, man. I think he's got some potential. Again, did not play enough for me to give him a solid grade. I'm going to give him a C, but again, for a 5th round draft pick, that's not bad. Now, here's one that I think is going to end up being a very good pickup for them in the long run, and this is where things get really exciting. With their 2nd pick of the 5th round, they selected Jeremiah Trotter Jr. out of Clemson, and he actually had a really good season and showed a ton of potential when he did get on the football field. Now, one of the greatest things about Jeremiah Trotter is probably going to be the way he can cover, right? He actually ranked the 2nd best linebacker in football, according to PFF this year, in total coverage grade, which is unbelievable. So whenever you drop this guy back into a hook curl or a flat, you know he is going to do his job. However, when it comes to his run defense grade, I do think it needs to be a little bit better, but on this play right here, you could definitely see he's got good potential and a good ability to read, react, and attack, right? Great job here, not overcommitting to certain running angles, waiting for that running back to make his decision, and then attacking in the backfield for maybe 1 to 2 yard pickup. I really like Jeremiah Trotter. Now, in 104 total snaps this season, he had 14 tackles, he had 1 sack, 4 assisted tackles, but had a really good grade overall according to PFF. If it was up to me, I would give this pick a B+, just because of the potential alone. Now, I want you guys to comment down below your prediction, well, not prediction, but your grade of Jeremiah Trotter. What would you give him throughout his rookie season, and how good do you think he can truly be? He also had 8 run stops, which is unbelievable with only 104 total snaps. Do me a favor, guys, real quickly, before we break down more film, hit the like button if you want more of these type of videos, but more importantly, subscribe to the channel if you're new. It is free, doesn't cost anything. We're going to be covering the Eagles all year. Let's go. And with their first 5th round selection of the year, they ended up taking Ainias Smith, the wide receiver out of Texas A&M. Now, I don't really want to grade this one because he did not play too much, but he did get a lot of his playing time during the last week of the season when they pretty much benched their entire team versus the New York Giants. But in this game, he did have a receiving touchdown, and ultimately ended the year with 9 targets, 7 catches, 41 receiving yards, and this 1 touchdown as well. Played roughly 43 passing snaps, 53 running snaps, and just didn't do too much overall. If I was to grade this one, I would honestly give him a C-, but we'll see more potential down the line when he gets some more playing time. Overall, like Ainias Smith, but just didn't have a great year. Now, in the 4th round, they drafted a running back in Will Shipley out of Clemson, their 2nd Clemson player that they took in this year's NFL draft. Will Shipley's a guy that showed a little bit of burst when he played, but overall did not have the best season in the world. I believe his stats to end the year was about 30 carries for 82 rushing yards, averaging about 2.7 yards per carry, which is just not good at all. I'm going to start off by giving him a D-, but again, running backs are a little bit slow to break out, especially when you have a guy like Saquon Barkley on your football team. You're probably just not going to get the, the rushes and the carries that you'd probably want as a rookie. But overall, I see some bursts. I need to see it more next season. And here we go, the moment we've all been waiting for. In the 3rd round of the NFL draft, Howie Roseman and the Philadelphia Eagles selected Jalen Hunt out of Houston Christian. This dude is going to be an absolute animal for them going forward. He showed tenacity, he showed work ethic, and this dude has the dog mentality that you just look for in an edge rusher. Had 2 massive sacks, one versus the Rams, and obviously had one versus the Kansas City Chiefs in the Super Bowl this year. And honestly, if I'm to give him a grade post Super Bowl, it would be an A-. This dude, I think, could be a full-time starter off the edge for them, especially if they lose a guy like Josh Sweat. I mean, let's just go take a look at what he did in the Super Bowl. Now, here's a play where he should have gotten, full credit for a sack. Josh Sweat does come in late and help him a little bit, but he absolutely demoralizes this left tackle in Joe Thuney, drives him back about 3-4 yards into the backside of Patty Mahomes, and ultimately gets half a sack there, split with Josh Sweat. When you look at Josh Sweat and Milton Williams potentially leaving in free agency, I look at a guy like Jalen Hunt and Nolan Smith next year being full-time starters off that edge. Man, that would be exciting. He overall finished with a 66.1 run defense grade and a 55.6 pass rush grade. Overall played 240 snaps, but the potential is there for Jalen Hunt to be a big-time player for them going forward. And like I said, an A-, man. This dude is going to be a stud. And then, no other than their 2nd round pick, 40 overall, Cooper DeJean out of Iowa. On my main channel, I just posted a full breakdown of Cooper DeJean's football, basketball, track career in high school leading up to college, and then the NFL. If you guys want to see that full breakdown, go check it out on the main channel at Matty Dubs. But Cooper DeJean, once again, coming in this list at an A+. This dude is going to be a superstar. We can already tell from not only what he did during the regular season and obviously the continuous improvement of week 1 to week 2 to week. Every single week, this dude showed some sort of improvement. And Cooper DeJean is going to end, year 1 as an A+ in my books. Getting a pick 6 in the Super Bowl, he was insane. Now, what makes Cooper DeJean so special is not only the coverage, right? His coverage ability, how smart he is in zone, but more importantly, his run defense grade. This is a guy you love to have near the box because he's not afraid to come down and make big time tackles on any given play during any given run. Whoever the running back may be, he is not scared to make open field tackles, especially that one versus Derrick Henry was amazing. Overall, A+ grade for Cooper DeJean, superstar on the making. What a pick. And with the first pick of the NFL draft, the Philadelphia Eagles drafted Quinyon Mitchell to help their 28th ranked defense in coverage last year. Arguably one of the most talented cornerbacks in this draft. He actually led all FBS cornerbacks in PFF overall grade in each of the past 2 seasons in college, and this season showed very similar type of attributes. His athleticism and his ability to make plays in off coverage made him such a good fit for Vic Fangio's defense, and that showcased pretty much right away when he was drafted to the Eagles, and throughout the season was just an absolute monster. I mean, really good tackler as well. Come up here, boom, big time hail on the tight end. Got great reaction time. Ranked top 30 in terms of coverage grade, and overall was one of the best cornerbacks in the NFL. Man, another A+ grade in my opinion, which means they have an A+ with Quinyon Mitchell, an A+ in Cooper DeJean, and an A- with Jalen Hunt. In the first 3 rounds, Howie Roseman absolutely killed it, but overall, I would say still a lot more to prove with the rest of this draft class. Will Shipley gonna need to take some upgrades, or gonna need to progress a little bit. Nia Smith, Jeremiah Trotter, I love his potential overall. And then you have Traeger Keegan and Johnny Wilson as well. Pretty good draft class, at least 1 year later. It looks really, really good with potential. Let me know what you guys think. Hit the like button, subscribe, join the family, and I'll see you guys in the next update. Peace.